you are joining from Abuja, just try to type your location. That is very, very important. Location is something we can toy with in real estate. In the real estate business, location is the most important thing. There's nothing you can do about that. It's just the most important thing. So type your location. Let me have, okay, Lagos. That's very good. Let me have your location, please. I just want to see your location. It's going to help decision making, how we can be of help to you, how we can render one assistance of the other. Ojodu Lagos, very, very good. Okay, it's going to help us a lot, I mean a lot. So that is why we need to write it. Bariga Lagos, good. Now, one thing about real estate is you can either make your money in real estate or keep it in real estate. Now, I mean, you can make your wealth can be made in real estate or you keep it in real estate. So the real wealth, sustainable wealth, are wealth made from real estate. Whether you like it or not, oil is also from real estate. Oil is real estate. There's nothing you can do about that. Mineral resources is real estate. Okay, from Gbagada, Lagos. Okay, Gbagada, Lagos, Abule Egba. Okay, Ilesha, Osun State, Akute, Ogun State, Bariga. Oh, very good. That's nice. Nice having you. Good. Very, very nice. So the best way to make generational wealth is through real estate. It's just the best way to make your generational wealth. If you are inspired, you have the aim of making generational wealth. And what is generational wealth? Generational wealth is just a wealth that lives even after you. You want a kind of wealth that can live, that is sustainable, that you can sustain, that can live even after you. Then you should talk about real estate. Real estate will just give us the best when it comes to generational. Okay, Magodo, Lagos, good, you're welcome. When you're talking of generational or transgenerational wealth, you can only get that from real estate. Generational or transgenerational wealth. Generational lives after you, and transgenerational lives even many generations after you must have gone. We have the first settlers in Aleki today now. When they were settling, it's probably inside bush, probably even a forest. But they settled them or they bought the land. Look at what Lekki has turned to now. What about Magodo? What about Ikoyi? What about VGC and the likes? We have so many areas like that in Lagos alone. So when you are looking at all these locations, they were once bush, and there's nothing you can do about that. Just like the extraordinary people of today were once ordinary, the same thing is the prime area or locations we have presently were once bush or forests. So, and that must stick to you. It's going to help your decision making. So if you are looking at any location as bush or forest today, it means you don't know what real estate entails. Omon Lagos, good. Lagos, okay, very good. So it means you don't know your direction or where you are going in real estate. Real estate is just about you being purposeful. It's about you knowing what you want. What exactly do you want? What exactly do you want in real estate? Once you know what you want, then the rest is solved. The rest is solved. Okay? So when it comes to you being smart in real estate, it means you are wise in making money. The smarter you are in real estate, the wiser you are in making money. So real estate is a myth. There's nothing you can do about it. We all know. And looking at the webinar we have, the session of this August webinars from Real Estate and Landlord Real Estate Limited, just about the boom of real estate in Nigeria. Why are we making it Nigeria alone? We want to be particular about Nigeria. Not every one of us has had the opportunity of traveling out. And even if you are traveling out, most of us will still start from home. Charity begins at home. So many of us will still start from Nigeria before we can take it further to the global world. Do you get it now? So that is how it is. Now, a few months back, I have a friend. I will not want to mention his name. A few months back, he was making jest of me when the boom of cryptocurrency. So he was making jest of me. He bought a land as far back as 2017 from me. So he's now saying that land has appreciated good, something he bought 1.2 then. Now it's sold for above 7 million now. He bought it 1.2, but he sold for above 7 million. So he was making just of me that that same 1.2, he invested it in January. And by April, he has realized, I think like 5 million or 6. So he was now making just of me that there is now a new real estate. And I asked him, what is the new real estate? He said cryptocurrency. I said, okay. Then he convinced me. So I was actually convinced, but I told him, when it comes to real estate and all these other investments, there are two things you don't get in real estate that you can easily, any other investment will give you, is fluctuation and frustration. Every other investment, there's what we call fluctuation. They fluctuate. Even stock exchange fluctuates. And once there's fluctuation, what happens? You are frustrated. There will be frustration from you. But when it comes to real estate, if you are smart and wise enough in your decision making, there's nothing like fluctuation and there's nothing like frustration. Let those two things be. Just write them down. In real estate, there's no fluctuation, and once there's no fluctuation, there's no frustration. But when it comes to stock exchange, talk about any other investment, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, whatsoever, there is always fluctuation. And once there's fluctuation, that births frustration. So please, that is something you must write down, you must note about real estate. You have to note it down. Now, I want to rush it as fast as I can because we don't have the time. We only have 1 hour, right? So we only have 1 hour, and I will give room for questions. I'll give room for question and answers. So that is that about real estate. Another thing in real estate, when you are investing, is you must write it down as a plan. Do you want to be an active or passive investor? Are you going into real estate as a passive or active investor? You must plan that right from the beginning. If you want to be an active investor, it means you will be saddled with the responsibility of the daily activities or running of the real estate. Why, as a passive investor, it's like you sending your money on errands. You send your money on errands. So if you are listening to me and you have gotten one thing or the other, I want you to just say yes. Just type yes. Yes, then we move on. Just type yes. All I need for you to type yes, just yes. It means you are getting something. It means there's no fluctuation. It means the network is okay and I'm communicating. Good, good. Thank you so much. So as an active investor, I've given you the difference between an active and a passive investor. Now, either as an active or passive investor, the first thing that must guide your investment is what is the purpose of the investment. What exactly is the purpose? The purpose is not something you can underestimate. The purpose is not something you can overemphasize. You must know the purpose. Whatsoever you do without a purpose will definitely end in frustration. There must be a purpose. And that will even make you to plan your way in alignment with that purpose. So what is exactly is the purpose? Or just because other people are into real estate, you also want to join real estate? No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't really work that way. It has to be with a purpose. So what exactly is the purpose of joining or investing in real estate? Now, you don't need to tell me your purpose, but I'm just telling you, you must note that down right from inception. So what exactly is the purpose? Why you want to venture? Why you want to dabble? Why you want to go into real estate? What exactly is your purpose? That must be very, very clear. That must be very, very what? Clear. The next thing you must clear out when investing in real estate, either as an active or passive investor, is what I call location. And location is the greatest power of real estate. It's the greatest maxim is the greatest thing you must consider in real estate. Location. Where exactly do you want to invest your money? You don't just wake up on a good day and just put your money in the bin, just put your money in fire, just trash your money in the canal. Because many investments are like putting your money in fire, burning it. Many investments are like you pouring your money in canal. What happens? There will be flood, it will be flooded away. So the location must be clearly defined. Where exactly do you want to invest? Either as an active or passive investor. Where exactly do you want to invest your money? Now, looking at the location, I said is the greatest power you have. You must work that out. Now, what determines how a location is going to boom, especially in Nigeria, not even all over the world? What determines that is where people are going. Now, have you seen where people are going? Then you go ahead of them. When you go ahead of them and get such a place, it means you've already gotten the power. Everyone will come and they don't have choice than to buy from you. Now, other thing you must consider when looking for location is the economic activity. What is the economic activity of such a location? That must be well considered. The economic activities going on in such an area must be considered. Please and please don't overlook this. Please and please, I'm telling you, these are secrets of making transgenerational wealth in real estate. Location is very, very powerful. It's paramount. In fact, should be your priority. Location. You can't do without it. Now, what makes Lekki, Ikoyi, Magodo, Ikeja, VGC, or VI different from other locations in Lagos is just most of these things I've told you. The same land, the same square meter you can have in VGC, you can have it in some other location like Mushin. You can have it, but why the price difference is just because of the attractiveness of investments, economic activities, and government presence. When there is heavy presence of government in an area, it means the area will definitely boom. It means the area will definitely increase in value. Now, that is the second thing, location. The third thing you must consider is what I call amenities. And it's just like the last point. I've given you some of the things that determine a very good location. So another thing is amenities. Amenities, which, okay, Terry, you are welcome. So amenities, which is like talking about the infrastructure, talking about the features of the location, talking about the government presence, the presence of government in an area. So those are the things you must consider, the amenities. And amenity is just like value. It's the value placed on a land. You can have it as bare land, unattended to, raw and bare. But once there are infrastructures, once there are amenities, once there are features added to the location, it means there are value added already. By you having a land, you have a portion of a land, let's say 1,000 square meters. If that land, as of today, or as of yesterday, is not fenced, there's no perimeter fencing. But today you decide to do perimeter fencing, you have added value to the land. That land cannot go for the same price. If today now you just do maybe drainage, either covered or no covered, either underground or overground, whatsoever, you have added value to the environment. And you can't sell it for the same price. So the next thing you must consider, either as a passive or active investor, is what I call the return on investment, the ROI. Now, mind you, I'm very sure almost every one of you, this is the part you want to hear the most. The return on investment, the ROI. If I'm correct, just type correct. Correct. What you are mostly interested in, either as a passive or active investor, is the return on investments. So just type correct. Okay, thank you. So that is the most important thing to you. Everything I've been saying all this while, I know many of you are not bothered, you are not concerned. The main thing is the ROI. and how you are going to get the ROI, the return on the investment. Now, but one thing you must be mindful of is the other factors I've mentioned are the factors that determined the ROI. Without you considering your purpose, without you considering the location, without putting in consideration the amenities or infrastructures or facilities, looking at all those factors, then the return will be minimal. The return will be what? Will be minimal, or either little or nothing. Yes, the return will be little or nothing once you don't consider all those factors. But once all those factors are smartly considered, then you are guaranteed of high return on investments. High return on investments. So that is that, as touching that. Now, whether you like it or not, either as a passive or active investor, there are still many untapped opportunities in real estate. Many are still yet tapped. Just write I tap into it, or I tap it. So there are many areas that are not tapped into even yet. There are still many areas. Many, they are not yet tapped. Even in Nigeria, as much as you can hear about real estate, almost everyone is going into real estate, but yet there are still many untapped areas or opportunities in real estate. So I want someone to tap, just tap it, tap. You can just write it, I tap. Yes, because you are ready to tap. Good, good. Yes, good of you. So now there are so many of them like that have not been tapped. But many will still consider that, okay, even if I want to go into most of these areas in real estate, I have competitors. There are competitors already. And who is a competitor? To me, a competitor is just someone that is doing the same thing you are doing. Competitor is just someone doing the same thing you are doing. That is a competitor. But when it comes to competition, there are so many factors you can use to distinguish and differentiate yourself. Now, for the active investors, there are so many things you can do to distinguish or differentiate yourself. Now, the first thing you must do, or you must know, that will separate you from others is what I call innovation. Innovation. You must build something new to the table. Something new must what? You must bring it into the table. Are you ready for that? Many people are not ready. They're just ready for the boom. They are ready for the returns, but they're not ready to think out of the box. They are not ready to think even without the box. So you must be able to think without the box or outside the box. You must be able to innovate. You must do something different, something unique, something others have not even opened their eyes to doing, something that others have not even seen. You must bring it to the table. And that's what is going to differentiate you. It's going to distinguish you. It's going to create a cap need for you. You must be able to differentiate yourself. Innovation is very, very important. So when others are complaining, when others are grumbling, when others are murmuring, because you have innovated what you do, because you have tried to do something new, something different, then just imagine that. Someone started, when it comes to land, now that is why at times it is easier to build than to buy land. And this is the reason. It is easier for you to build, to start your construction, than even to buy the land. And the reason is not far-fetched. The reason is just that you can build your house or building or whatsoever gradually in time past. But when it comes to buying your land, land is not something, someone introduced the concept of flexible payments. Someone introduced it, that you can pay on installments. Someone introduced it. That is an innovation. In the time past, maybe 20 years ago and the rest, you can only buy your land outrightly. You pay at once. But someone introduced the concept of installment payments. And that is something new, something different. Imagine the kind of wave such a person will have or company we had or had then. That is an innovation. You must be able to do something new, something different from others. What are you willing to do? What are you thinking of doing? What are you ready to pay the price so you can get the prize? You must be able to do that. That is something unique, something others have not done before. Then do it separately. Someone introduced that. There are so many innovations you can introduce to. There are so many introduced that you can tap into. Now, another thing is you want to differentiate yourself. You want to be above the competition. You want to sell. Now, your marketing. How are you going to market even the products? Is having the land is something, but the marketing strategy is something else you must work on. What strategies are you ready to put in place? Now, if you have all the energies in the world without strategy, then you'll still be defeated. No matter the amount of your energy, there must be strategy. If your energy is not integrated or incorporated with any good strategy put in place, then you are still likely to fail. But you don't want to fail in real estate. It means you must do something new, something different. Now, who are the market? Who are even your target audience? Who are your target audience? And there are so many branches in real estate, so many of them. But whichever one you do, innovation, you must. Marketing is something you have to work on. No matter the branch you have in real estate, your marketing strategy must be extraordinary. It's not something you can toy with. Now, whether you like it or not, real estate is just all about generating cash flow. Generating cash flow, which could be through rental income. Generating cash flow. Now, I use the word flow because it's something that must come ceaselessly. And whatsoever will come ceaselessly must come also seamlessly, without struggle. It has to be something you do with ease. If not, you'll be frustrated. But before you have that, you have the energy, you have all the ideas, but you don't have a very good strategy for marketing, then there will still be frustration. There will still be what? Frustration. The next thing you must note is price. You want to be above the competition, you want to be above others, then your price, you must do something about pricing. You must do something about pricing. Now, if you get these three things, just say, I get it. Just type, I get it. Tap, I get it. I get it. Now, these three things are the things that will differentiate you from others in the field, in the industry. So you must be able to man and master all these things. You must be able to. If you cannot innovate, you cannot do a proper marketing, and you cannot regulate your price, then even before the start, there is already failure in place. So those are the things you have to consider when going into active investments. Now, as a passive investor, let me also give you the secrets. Now, if you are investing as a passive investor, it means you are buying from some people. Now, either as an individual, a family, or a company, you must look at the track record of such a company. The track record, the credibility. Are they credible? Are they financially trustworthy? You must look at the credibility of such a company, the track record. Do they even have any record in place? Are there people I can bank or subscribe or put my money into their care? You must look at that. Track record. You must look at that. Credibility. Credibility is not something you just don't toy with it. Now, the next thing you have to look for is when buying is also the security. And when you're talking of security, it has a lot embedded in it. It has a lot embedded in it. The security of your life, the security of your finance, even the security of your returns. The security of your returns. You must work on that. Now, how will there be returns if you are not, if your investment is not secured? If your investment is not secure, then there can't be any return. There can never be any return. So you must look for that in any way, either from a family, from an individual, from an organization, from a company, from a group of people, wherever you are getting your real estate or property from. You must look at all those things. You must look at all those things. It is investor and be able to have very good sound sleep even after investments. So you must look at all those things. Now, many of us as young entrepreneurs, what we always complain of is capital, especially looking at real estate, because the real estate entails huge capital. Nobody can deceive you about that. When it comes to real estate, it entails a huge capital. You need a lot of money to venture into real estate. But don't let me, I just have to be sincere with you. You don't need much money to venture into real estate. It depends on the individual involved. It depends on you. Don't be deceived that you need all the money in the world before you can venture into real estate. No. Now, and even if you need the money, are you willing, are you able, and are you ready to sacrifice something or just do anything whatsoever to get the capital in place? I mean, when I say whatsoever, I mean legal. Anything legal, not illegal. So are you willing to do that? Now, let me tell you my own story. There is no one that has glory without story. Everyone has a story. And in Nigeria, telling ourselves our story is even like competition. You see someone who say, I suffered. Someone say, no, your own suffering cannot be as much as mine. Well, whichever way, the main thing is once you are out of the suffering, then you should just appreciate the effort you put in and the grace of God on your life. So before I venture into real estate, I had a farm, jointers, integrated farm limited, and the farm was doing great. But at a point, there was a flood. Can you mute yourself, please? If you are not talking, please mute yourself. There's an echo from someone. Try to mute yourself. Please try to mute yourself.
On the weather.
A female voice.
I replied you.
Yeah, I saw it. Yes, you said, I said sorry.
Taiwo, can you mute yourself?
Okay, sir.
Please mute yourself. It's affecting us here. Okay. That's very good. That's very good. Thank you. Thank you for that. So you can continue your discussion on the ground without any interference from you to us. So, as I was saying, the farm had an issue, a serious one for that matter. And I just have to leave the farm. After I left the farm, I ventured into taking chicken from other farmers. And I was supplying eateries. I wrote letter, I wrote a proposal, business plan to many eateries. And I was supplying them chicken. I raised money from the chicken business to start real estate. Are you willing to do that? Every youth today wants to be like Dangote, but we don't want to pass through what Dangote passed through. Every youth today wants to be like Adenuga, but we are not ready. Every youth today wants to be like Rabiu, but we are not ready to pay the price. Every youth today wants to be like Abraham, but are you ready to pay the price? I paid the price. Yes, I have many witnesses. I have many people that knew me there. That wow, this guy, this seems impossible, but it's possible. And if I can, it means you can. So you must try to raise money, whatever is going to take you. Just try to what? Raise money. Raise money. Then another thing is be specific. Many of us, we just want to eat. You can't be eating and be chewing at the same time. It's not possible. You cannot be eating and be chewing. You cannot be chewing and be eating. You must take one. Which area at the inception of the business, which area do you actually want to venture into? You must be specific. You can work for others to raise money for yourself. Yes, it's possible. You work for others, then you try to raise money. You can be an agent to raise money. There are so many agents living large life in this Lagos. Many of them. Many of them want to own their own company too, want to have real estate, want to have land all over the world, but yet they are paying the price by being an agent first. So you must do something, no matter what. You must be able to do something to generate this capital you're talking about. And until you are able to do that, you are not moving anywhere. So are you ready? Are you willing? Are you able to pay the price to generate the money it takes? You don't need the whole world, the money in the whole world before you can start. Start something. Work for others. I once had people that would tell me they even want to work for me free. I mean, volunteer. They want to just work for me. I know the main thing they need is they want to gain the knowledge, which is paramount. Because even if you don't have the knowledge, you have all the money in the world, you are still bound to fail. You must acquire the knowledge. You must definitely acquire the knowledge, either directly or indirectly. You must acquire the knowledge. You need it. There's nothing you can do about that. If you don't acquire, you don't have the knowledge, you just want to venture into it, then it means that even before you start, you have, I don't want to use wrong word. So please, you must be ready. You must be willing. And raising the capital is so simple. Now, how do you go about that? How you go about raising the capital is you are willing to do just anything legal to raise the capital, no matter how ridiculous it may be. Now, during those times, I supply chicken. Some of the chickens were even as much as 100 kg, I mean 100 kilogram. I will put it on my lap on a bike, and the blood of the chicken will be dripping all over my body. I didn't mind. I didn't mind then. I was so focused, I was so determined. I was so focused and determined. Mind you, I was even married. Yes, I will do that willingly because I know my focus. I know where I'm going to. There's this story I came across early this week on Facebook. There was a man. A man was into mining. He's a manager in one of the top mining in the companies. He was in the mining industry, but he was a manager working for someone. While there was a young guy, the guy came into the country with the aim of fishing. He was into fishery. He was just fishing. Now, anything the guy gets from the fishing, he sells it, he invests it. At the end of the day, he established his own mining company. And this top manager that was envied by others that, this guy is earning a lot of money. This guy was envying this man. Mind you, this is a guy earning much. But when it comes to saving and investment, he was not prudent. He was not wise. But there was a guy that his aim is to go into mining. But because there was no capital in place, what he did was to go into fishery to raise money to establish the mining in the company. Just imagine that wisdom. Are you ready to do that? So you must be ready. You must be ready. If you are ready, just type, I am ready. I'm ready. Let me have it. I am ready. Let me see you. Type, I am ready. If you are ready to pay the price, just type, I am ready. Let me have it. Let me have it flowing. I am ready. Okay, good. Good. Now, you are ready. Then if you are ready, then now, not everyone can go into active practice of real estate. That is the truth we must tell ourselves. It's not everybody. Imagine if every one of us have our company as our running real estate, then who are the people that is going to buy? So it's not everybody. It's not everybody. But everyone can benefit from real estate. We have people that they don't have anything called real estate company. But what they have gained is what we call transgenerational wealth from real estate. They have a lot. There is this man, I've shared this with my staff before, with my co-workers. So there is this man in Lekki Phase 1, Iron Bar specifically. The land is still there, fenced in Iron Bar. This man He got the land, according to him, 40,000. Yes, 40,000 way back. Now this land is just like maybe 8 to 10 plots in Lekki of Admiralty. Now this man was approached as far back at 2019 to sell this same land for 1.2. He said no. He said no. And his reason is, I am over 70 already. I have everything by God's grace that will sustain me even to death, even if I'm going to live 100. So this land, I bought it for the purpose of leaving it for my children, who they are successful now, and none of them is in Nigeria, but I will still give it to them. I have all the documents and I've sent it to them. So if they are ready to sell it, they are the one that will sell it, not me. Just imagine that. What a wealth, what a wisdom, what a smart way to live. And whether you like it or not, either you are a Christian or you're a Muslim, my own Bible tells me that a good father lives in inheritance for his children. So what are you willing to leave for your children? What are you ready to leave for your children? Are you ready to even leave anything for them? And many of us, we also cultivate this habit of blaming our parents. Why did you buy land in Shiwama, in Ota, while others are buying land in BTC or Ikoyi? But the same way you are blaming your parents, if care is not taking, your children will also blame you if you don't take action today. You must be willing to take action so that the same blame you passed on your parents will not be passed on you. While others are investing, what are you looking at? Why are you not investing? You tell them, but things are not easy. Yes, it can be easy for at any time. I doubt even if there will be any time that things will be easy. Yes, because even the so-called rich people, the wealthy, to me, the bigger the edge, the bigger or the higher the headache. The so-called wealthy need money more than you think. You might be clamoring you need just 10 million naira, but the wealthy people might have 10 billion naira in their account. Yet that money is not sustainable. That money is far less than what they need. So the bigger the edge, the higher the headache. So it means there will never be any convenient time. Many of us will watch this movie, and this guy, Babatunde Omidino Babasuwe, he said something far back, more than 10 years ago. When people come from abroad, they are going to build, they are going to ride nice and luxurious cars. But when you ask them how is everything, they will tell you it's not easy. It is not easy. Then jokingly, Babatunde Omidino Babasuwe, he said, may it not be easy for every one of us, and yet we'll be building, we'll be having luxurious cars. Yes, that is the normal thing. Nobody will tell you it is easy. Nobody. So even out of the non-easiness, in quotes, when it is not even easy, that is the best time to invest. That is the best time to tie down something. That is the best time you can do something as an investor. That is just the right time for you. You must know that. It's still the right time. Now, you can't approach any bank in Nigeria. You can write proposal, you can write business plan from today till eternity. In Nigeria, it doesn't work out that way. They prefer to give it to people with more credit worthiness, people that they've maybe they have large businesses and the likes. But you, the startup in Nigeria, there is nothing for you. We, the startup in Nigeria, there is nothing for us. You can't approach any bank and they will grant you any loan. Even when they mistakenly grant you loan or they give you assets, you are going to see what you are going to. The interest is just too high. It's just not encouraging. So what do? It means because you know you don't have anyone to help you, why can't you help yourself? You don't have anybody to help. The only thing you need to do is to help yourself. No matter your level today, you can still save. And don't just save. When you save, you are enriching the banks. You are just pouring your pure water into the ocean of the bank CEOs. So when you are saving your money, you are pouring your pure water into the ocean of the bank CEOs. You are just enriching them. So all you need to do is you save to invest. Anything you save is saved. Good, but there's no increments. There's no return. But anything you wisely and smartly invest will definitely yield interest. So because of our time, this is just the August edition. As we move on, there will be lots and lots more secrets you need to know. But let me just ask, let me try to attend to a few questions. Few questions, please. Few questions, you can type it, you can unmute yourself and just ask. Few questions. Your question, please. Let me try to take few questions. There are a lot and lot more, but time is not our friend. So I'll just entertain few questions. Your question. Okay, Idris, go ahead with your question, please.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you very much for the exciting and inspiring investment tips so far. I wanted to ask a question about, when you talk about fluctuation and frustration, truly the investment environment, there's so much fluctuation and also frustration.
Yes.
But when you look at real estate, as you rightly said, there is very minimal fluctuation.
Yes.
And automatically we expect that frustration should be minimal. But in the Nigerian context, right, we found out some instances whereby governments, could just come one day and come and claim the land that you bought, or probably even the one that they even gave you certificates of occupancy for. So, and that kind of frustration has even killed many people. And that is one of the fears that some people have in investing in real estate in Nigeria, particularly in new development areas. So how do you invest and have that confidence that tomorrow, government will not come and claim what you've invested in? Thank you.
Very good. That's a very nice question. You are welcome. Now, there is this error made in the course of asking the question. Now, what you need to look for is land that does not have government interference. And what do I mean by interference? Any land at all in any state, there's what we call master plan. In the master plan, which is still before many of us were born, governments already have, okay, this land, this location is going to be for so purpose. Maybe it's going to be for industrial purpose. And that's the same thing you acquired to build your house on. Now, that is the mistake many people are making. Then the mistake you made, or the error I noticed in your question, it says, even land that you have certificate of occupancy on, no. Any land that government issues certificate of occupancy on, it means there is no government interference. Now, this is the clause. The clause is because the land under our constitution, under the constitution, belongs to the government. Even when you have seal of O, government can still come for it. But there is what we call compensation on such a land. They cannot just drive you away. Now, you now say, why are they driving me away? Even after I have my document, I have my everything ready. Good. In anywhere in the world, before there can be construction, there must definitely be destruction. Now, one of the destructions is when you are even clearing the bush, you are clearing the grasses. That is destruction. So government might notice something in the nearest future, and they needed maybe a road, a railroad, airport, or anything you go through or be sited, be very good in such a location. Now, government might need to drive people away. But once you have your documents intact, there's what we call compensation. Now, look at this Fort Milan Bridge, for example, now for people living in Lagos. The Fort Milan Bridge is generating controversy in the sense that 863 buildings will be demolished. 863 buildings will be demolished. But at the same time, go and check the record. The 863 buildings that will be demolished have been earmarked for long, have been notified. At the same time, they've are kind of done a kind of pricing in layman word. They've done the inventory, and they are ready to pay compensation for those lands. But if you wrongly acquire the land or you don't have any document, then government might just fold their hands. It means you caused it and not the government. But any land at all, the first thing you must look for is the land free. Once the land is free, even if it doesn't have any documents, you can go ahead. And free means in the master plan, government do not have or does not have any plan for that place. But even when it is free now, it might be unfree, so to say, in quotes, in the nearest future. It means there will be compensation, because in the master plan, it wasn't a mark for anything. I don't know if you get that now. But the issue is, in Nigeria, we are not ready to pay the price of going through competent hands, professionals, and companies that will have done the due diligence. And individually, if you want to do the due diligence, you go to ministries. Some of them, well, I'm sorry and I'm not sorry to say this, some of them will expect something from you before they even attend to you, or they will waste your time. So by the time you are going, imagine the traffic of Lagos. You want to go 2 days, 3 days, you just want to go and get the land verification, you want to get it verified, and they are wasting your time. The civil servant over there, they are wasting your time. You might want to give up, actually. So that is, and that is why it is encouraged or better to get professionals that will do the job for you, either lawyers or credible real estate companies. They will do the job for you. And that is why many land you see most of the real estate companies selling, the credible ones, definitely they must have done their due diligence. They must have done their due diligence. They must have charged the land. They must have verified how free the land is. Then most of them will even have document. We have title on it. So that is that on that. Okay, good day, sir, and thanks for the knowledge. Please, do we have private lenders in Nigeria? If yes, how do we find them? Good, very good question. We have a lot of them, but these people will add to your headache. The private lenders, they will, in fact, when you don't even have any headache, they will create headache for you because their interest is too high. It's not something advisable that you can do business with. It's not advisable at all. Please don't try it. The private lenders, their interest is just too high. It's just unbearable. Now, and many things we also miss in business is, please, is not encouraging that you get money, you try to get loan and start business with it. Please, it's not encouraging. It's a secret, and I'm divulging, I'm saying it to you. Please don't do it. It is better you have a business in place. You get loan to boost the business than you starting the business with a loan. Because whoever gives you the money, either bank or private financial institutions, will be expecting returns. Whereas the business might have delays. When the business experiences delay, where do you get the return? Before you know, the business will dive. Before you know, the business might even get killed in the process. So please, I'm not encouraging you. You go to private individuals, except you have your uncles. Just like we have the story, unconfirmed story of Dangote, that his uncle, who happens to be Dantata, grant him loan of 500,000. Yes, you know that is an uncle, and I'm sure such a loan will be without interest. That is one, and such a loan, because it's even a civil case. Even if you promise your uncle, though that will not make you to be credit worthy, but if you promise your uncle a month, and because the business is not yet stabilized, you end up paying back in 2 months. It's still a civil case. It's still a family case. You can still negotiate and swim through the stormy water. But if it's a financial institution, you'll be taken, you'll be arrested, and that is not good for your business and your image. So that is that's about that. What leads to EFCC taking over some estate like Flourish Estate and the likes? What becomes of their subscribers? Very good question. Now, most of these things could be different factors. One of the factors is the financial stand of the company, the financial stand of the company. Now, imagine a company, just like I've said, right? Yes. In fact, this question is just like addressing the first question, the first tight question. Now, when a bank gets loan from either private or public financial institutions, now to acquire property, at the end of the day, maybe they are not able to, because the business or the company is not yet stabilized. Definitely, EFCC will take it up. It will be sealed off. It will definitely be sealed off. That is one. Now, another thing is when you look at EFCC, the F you have in EFCC is finance, financial. So that is the F. So whatsoever will make EFCC to come after you is just about money. It's about finance, nothing else and nothing more. Do you get it now? So the next point or factor that will make EFCC to take it up is, now, in the case of when the source of the money maybe behind the company is not genuine, is not genuine. Now, many of us we heard about this story. You know, Hush Puppy, as you rightly call him, actually, when you read his biography, he also said he ventures or is venturing or is doing something real estate. Now, when FBI came after him, mind you, if he has any company, it will be sealed off too, pending the time of the investigation. It will definitely be sealed off. So those are the factors. Those are the factors. And that's why you must look for the credibility of the company before you invest. But at the same time, the investors, it will delay, but most often than not, they still get back their investments. They will still get it back. So they will still get it back, because at the end of the day, the issue will be resolved. The issue will be resolved. Depending on the standing and readiness of the company, the issue will be resolved and they get their money back. Now, imagine a real estate company being financed by one of these rogue or people in the power. Once such a person is caught, definitely the company too, his money will be traced to the company, and the first thing they will do is to seal off the company pending the time of the investigation. So those are the factors. But the subscribers, they have something to worry about, because it's going to delay and it's going to jeopardize their purpose temporarily. By the end of the day, they will still get their investments. So they will still get their investments. So that is the answer to the third question, the second typed question, and the third question for this session. So anyone else? So for those that ask the question, if you're satisfied, just say satisfied. Let me see you type satisfied. Okay, I have a question, sir. That is a Taiwo. Adeke Taiwo. Please go on with your question. Okay, Sadiq also has a question. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon to you, MD Landlord Real Estate Limited. I so much appreciate your presentation. So, but why talking? You talk about innovation. You talk about doing things differently. So the question now I want to ask is, so what has Landlord Real Estate Limited done differently, or what are they planning to do differently, like to distinguish them from other real estate companies or developers, sir?
Very good question. Now, this question is a 2-in-1, but I will only be willing as a businessman to answer one and keep the second one. And I'm sure everyone will agree with me, I've not done anything bad. So if you are asking of what we are going to do, I'm not going to tell you. Do you get it now?
Okay.
But the first is, what have we done? Then I will answer that. But what you are going to do, I'm not going to tell you. Is that why you call it innovation? The IN of the spelling of innovation means it has to be inside of you. In. Yes. In. So it's inside of me. You get it now? So it's inside of the company, and the staff, the staff might be privy to it, but someone like you, you can't be privy to it for now. But we have actually done a lot. We have done a lot to distinguish and differentiate ourselves. Now, the first thing, which is our mantra, is anything at all that will not add value to our investors, we will not do it. Whatsoever will not add value to our investors, we don't do it. So whatsoever you get from us is something that will add value to you. And when we mean value, value is a word that when we give 100 people pen and a sheet of paper to write something on, they will write different things. So it's a word that is so, it's not ambiguous, at the same time, it's so cumbersome in our definition. It's so much, you can't split it enough. So we have a lot of things we put and we consider before we bring anything to you. So, and that's why at times it takes time before we even launch some of our projects. We call them projects and not products. It takes time. It takes time because we have to do our due diligence. We have to put in a lot of things before we bring them to the market for you. So we have a lot of things that differentiate us from others. Even our pricing is so different. Our marketing strategy is something different, not the way everyone is doing it. It's also different. Our location, the location of our land is not a location you go and no, they wasted my time. I shouldn't have gone for that inspection. No, none of our properties are around. You can find out either in Abuja, Ilorin, or Lagos. You can find out any of our properties. They are in very good location. Many real estate companies will advertise, they will tell you they're in Abuja, but go and find out from there, they are not in Abuja. Many of them are in Nasarawa and Niger. Many of them, they're in Nasarawa and Niger. But when we tell you we are in Abuja, we are truly in Abuja. When you have area like Life Camp is Abuja. You have area like Gaines Village, Katampe, Guzape, they are in Abuja. And those are where we have our properties. Not Niger and not Nasarawa. So those are the things we always consider. So we match our word with action. We always stand by our word. And with us, we also, another thing we do as innovation is, number one, we have what we call double P. You can get our double P in 48 hours, which is highly unusual. The first P is what we call the paper allocation. A paper allocation is your title, your document, the document that comes, the corresponding document that comes with any property you are buying from us. You can get it within 48 hours. The second P is the physical allocation. Many companies, you buy property from them, you buy land from them, especially, it might even take you years before you can get your allocation, your physical allocation. But with Landlord Real Estate Limited, you can get your physical allocation in 48 hours. It's very, you can find out from many companies. It's very rare. It's an innovation which we brought into the market, to the industry. Within 48 hours, you can get your physical allocation. So those are the few ones I can point to for now, but things we are going to do differently, I'm not going to share that one with you. Okay, well done, sir. What titles do you have on your land properties? Good. Now, on our properties, let's say, let me bring from Ilorin. Ilorin, we have few ones like those, 5 of them in Ilorin. We have 3 of them having what we call C of O. 3 carrying C of O, the remaining 2 carrying R of O. R of O. The difference between C of O and R of O is issued by local governments. Is issued by local governments. So, but the main thing they are saying, because local government cannot do anything outside the state. And mind you, whether you like it or not, local government controls land than even the states. Yes. So it is the report of the local government that the state will work on. And it is the report of the state that the federal level will work on. So when you look at this, our document, that is for Ilorin for you. In Abuja, all the land carries C of O. In Lagos, we have C of O, we have Gazette, and we have Register Survey. Now, the most important of all these documents is all of them are free from government interference. All of them. We can give you the number, you can go and chat, you can go and check, you can go and verify. You will see that all of them are free from what? Government interference. So that is that. That is that for Joseph Omojua. Answered. Okay, satisfied. This is really an eye-opener. Those motivational speakers saying we can start real estate business with zero amount did not caution us from this angle. Yes, that is the truth. People will not tell you the truth, but you know, you must know the truth. Another thing is success in real estate always comes in cents. It comes in cents and not in miles. You get it little by little, not voluminous. So that is one thing about real estate, but it will definitely come. Now, another thing you must note in real estate is I've discovered this is a personal research, that if you don't have any atom or traces of greed in you, you can hardly be duped. You can hardly be duped. Anyone ever duped must definitely have little atom of greediness, or greed, so to say. Greed is the right word. They will have atom of greed in them. They will have atom of greed in them. So please, you must stay away from this. You must stay away from this, please. Now, someone said, what offers do you have for people willing to start without much capital? Yes, we have a lot of them. And that is why our locations are different. We are not telling you everyone should invest in Lekki, Ikoyi, Aja, VI, BTC, or Ikeja. No, we have different locations. It means we have pocket-friendly locations, and we also have pocket-tiering locations. The pocket-tiering locations is not actually tiering, but it depends on your financial muscle and capacity. But what you call pocket-friendly to some is pocket-tiering to many. So what we have for you, that you have little capital, is you can get in a location. When you have a location with 2 million, you have some with 4, you have some with 6, you have some with 8, you have some with 10, you have some with 12. If all you have with you is just 3 million, it is advisable either you go for installments option to get that of 6 million, 4 million, or you just get 2 million. You just get that one of 2 million, and you still have 1 million left to you. Then you wait till when that one too will yield. But any land at all will definitely yield. The issue is when you don't consider those factors I've mentioned before, then the time duration, the time period they are going to yield something meaningful and tangible will be different. You have land you can buy today now, you can sell it back in the next 1 month, and you can see a 50% increment in this same Nigeria, in this same Lagos. And you have land that you must definitely wait for years, but yet it will still come. Imagine you buy a land, there are still places you can get land for as low as 500 in Lagos. There are still Lagos states. I'm sure you can still get land for as low as 500 in areas like Ekpe, though it will be Ekpe, I mean Ekpe in 500,000. But yet, they will still yield, they will still increase. The appreciation value is just what differs. That is just the difference. But yet it will increase, it will appreciate. So, but if you don't have the much capital, you don't want to spend the ones you have, just like my Hausa people will say, they say Asamu Akeshi, Asamu Akeshi, Asamu Akeshi. You get everything you get, you just spend it, you squash it, you squander it rather. So if you don't want to do that, the little you have now, you can invest it, pending the time you are going to have much. And you can even, now, if you have 2 million and you have land you can buy for 500, it means you can afford 4 plots. The 4 plots can yield what you are going to use to buy 20 million naira land in the nearest future. Yes. So please don't despise your pockets. Don't despise your presence. Don't despise the little one you have for now. Just wisely and smartly invest it. That's all. And you can also serve as agents for many real estate companies, and you get commission. You get commission, and the commission you can use it even to start many other businesses. It depends on you and your thinking. So either you want to be an active or passive investor, the door is open to you. The door is open. Thank you so much. Let me entertain one more, or we just call it a day. These are already 2:27. We're 27 minutes behind schedule. One more question, please, before we move on. I have a lot, but the time will not permit us. The time will not permit us. Time is not our friend. So if you are just write in your own word any few words, if you truly enjoy the session, and you are looking towards the next edition, which is going to come up in September, just write in few words as it comes to you, either satisfied, encouraging, looking forward to next edition, and the like. So amazing, for an insightful session. Good. Okay, so that is that on that. So you can get a number. You can check website. The website, just type landlord. It's going to link you to the website, or www.landlordltd.com. www.landlordltd.com. landlordltd.com. It will take you to our website. You can drop messages for us. You can ask us questions. You can book appointment. You can schedule inspection. So you are welcome. You are welcome. We really welcome you. And we're looking forward to having more sessions with you. We are looking forward to even seeing you investing, either through us or through other credible organizations in real estate industry. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. You have a restful and seamless weekend. Thank you.